Hey there, everybody. This is Paul Romero with the Swiss Gold Global Independent Business Owner Network Marketing Training number 175 here on this Freedom Friday, August 21st, 2015. Happy birthday, Mom. And I know she's not going to see that, but I just had to put it out there. Anyway, I just want to say this morning is a beautiful day. I'm sitting outside here this morning waiting for some materials to be delivered to my house to do a little bit of work on the roof. But I don't know. I got an interesting little thought this morning that I want to go through. And what does it have to do with network marketing? Well, I think maybe it'll get there in the end. But I kind of wanted to talk about just life in general and who we are as human beings. You know, every living thing on this planet has really just two basic drives, and that is survival and procreation. You know, we want to survive this lifetime and we want to perpetuate the species. That's pretty much it. Procreation, obviously, pretty self-explanatory. Mate, and for some things, that's it. Mate and have spawn, so to speak, and for some things, it goes beyond that to nurturing and raising, and for some things, it's just like, there you go, you're on your own. Good luck. And then survival really comes down to just two things as well, which is hydration and nutrition. You know, everything on this planet that is alive needs to be watered. It needs water to live. As we all know, especially us as human beings, plants, animals without water, they're going to die in a very short period of time. Whoa, hummingbirds. And then nutrition, same thing. Without food, without nutrition, without specific nutrients to feed the life form, again, here too, it will die in a relatively short period of time. So man is included in that. You know, all we really need is, on this planet, all we really need is water and food. That's it. However, man has been given an ability over and above plants and animals. Man has the ability to not just survive, but to thrive. And what does thrive mean? Basically, thrive means to make things better. And so with that, the hummingbirds are so funny. They fly by. They're like little jet fighters, man, swooping in. And they, I don't know, I think they like teasing human forms, and they fly real close to your head. It kind of freaks you out sometimes, but they're funny. But anyway, thriving basically means to make things better. And for us as human beings, one of the things that we seek to thrive in, one of the areas where we seek to thrive in, is comfort. You know, we want to not just have food and water and, you know, sleep in a cave or sleep out in the desert or wherever you might be that you live. And oh, good. I thought that might have been my truck. Anyway, you know, we want to have shelter, which brings us to building houses, et cetera, and so on. And we want to have, you know, a nice place to, we want to have comfort and safety, you know, safe place to raise our offspring. And so with that, how our mind works obviously is different from the minds of animals and plants. I don't know that they really have minds. They just really have sort of innate characteristics to, grow, to, feed themselves and to hydrate themselves and to grow and to, you know, um, what's the word in for plants? It's not mate, but you get what I'm saying. So as humans, we seek to make things better. We seek to thrive. We seek to create for ourselves comfort and safety. We utilize many things in nature in order to do that. We chop down trees, we use the lumber to build houses. We grow plants which create food in gardens so that we can create our own nutrition. And as man evolves in society with other, interacting with other human beings, we seek to help each other as well too. You know, some animal forms live in colonies, so to speak, and are able to help each other, and some do not. Some live solo. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? Independent lives, I guess. Sorry about that. Didn't realize there was going to be so much construction going on this early in the morning today. But anyway, as we interact with other human beings and we seek to help each other, we find that we have individual talents. Some men are good at being lumbermen. Some men are good at being hunters. Some men are good at growing, farmers, growing plants and animals. Some men are good at taking the products that are grown on the farm and turning them into other, edible items that, or milking cows or whatever the case might be. And we start out by trading or bartering our goods with other men or women who create specific goods. And the trade is all well and good at first until it comes down to the point where, okay, as a timberman, I've supplied the farmer with all he needs to build his house. He doesn't need any more timber, but I still need his goods from the farm. So now I need something else to trade with this farmer that I can exchange for his goods in order that, I can still survive with food. So as I'm trading my timber, or I'm selling my timber to someone else, I need to be able to collect something from that person that I can then use in exchange to the farmer to get the food for the nutrition that I need. This is sort of the life cycle of money here, the evolvement of money. So this is where money comes into play. Something has to be traded, whether it's at one point in time salt or seashells or whatever it might be. In this day and age, obviously it's money. Money started out as, and still really is, in the form of gold and silver, something that had value that we could use in trade for goods and services. Now, once we're trading with this money, so to speak, the next thing that happens is we have a society that's expanding. We have a lot of people now that are coming together, growing towns and cities and exchanging goods and services amongst each other, but it's the Wild West and there is lawlessness and people take advantage of each other and do bad things and things like that, and it's just kind of human nature to, you know, sort of covet and want and take advantage of what other people have. And so we form governments so that we can create structure within the society. And as soon as we create governments to form structure within the society, the government begins to regulate the flow of money, regulate the, not the flow of money, but regulate the systems. In other words, you know, the timberman has to operate within certain structure in order to be able to supply the timber that people need. The farmer has to operate within a certain structure that the governments create. Now, as soon as they have created these structures within which the different industries, so to speak, must operate, the guidelines within which they must operate, the laws and regulations, and not only just the industries, but the people themselves must, you know, operate within. The first thing that they turn to next is the regulation of the money. And they go after the origination source of the money. And so if they, once they take control of where the gold and silver in this case is coming from, and they're regulating the gold and silver and how it gets dispersed out, the governments take control of the money. And then once the governments have taken control of the money, the next thing that they begin to do is what's called debasing the money. And so as the gold and silver is being mined and the government is taking it and converting it into gold coins, let's say, which are being used in exchange for goods and services, at the beginning, they start out as, you know, let's say 100% pure gold or something close to it. And they create, you know, 1,000 gold coins, let's just say, that are being dispersed out and used amongst the people. Well, what they start to do at this point in time, in order to make the perpetuation of the growth, in order to create more comfort for people, is to start pulling back the gold coins that are, you know, 100% pure and dividing them up with other metals, so that now they can put them out, and the 1,000 coins that they originally had, now they can put out 2,000 coins because they're only 50% pure gold and silver. And when the money gets debased in this manner, it naturally occurs that the price of things goes up, because now instead of one gold coin being able to buy you a horse, let's say, now you need 2 gold coins to buy that same horse. And as the money continually goes through this cycle and gets put back out and debased, and then circulates back around and comes back out and gets debased again, and comes back around and gets debased again and again and again, and eventually the money gets debased all the way down to where there is actually zero purity of the mineral or the content that actually has value in it. At this point in time, this is when, generally in the form of paper or other metals, that currency is in place. Now, currency's already been in place before, because what happens is they start creating currency which is backed by the gold and silver, which you can actually trade a $20 bill into the mint for a $20 gold piece. But then that opportunity will be eliminated, and now the $20 note piece of paper is no longer tradable for actual gold, and it's really its value, or the actual piece of paper, the actual value of the piece of paper is virtually nothing. The next thing that happens is that eventually the people realize that their labor, their work being exchanged for this currency, which really has no intrinsic value whatsoever, is not a good thing. And so that point in time, the mindset of the people goes back to, hey, listen, I want, my efforts, my labor to be represented by real value. And this is when the people want to go back to the original money, which is the gold and silver. At that point in time, the gold and silver obviously increases greatly, dramatically in value. And then what happens after that is people want to buy gold and silver. So where does this all happen to do with network marketing? Well, it has to do more with our network marketing organization, which is Swissquote Global, and the life cycle of money and where we are right now in society globally in this life cycle of money, and what's the next step, the next progression to happen. And that really is that we all start waking up to the fact that our dollars, our paper dollars and our coins have no value. And that if for some reason these paper dollars and coins were to be taken away from us, which they are being taken away, by debasement, that our efforts and our labor become worth less and less and less. And we want to be compensated fairly for our efforts and our labor, which is why we turn back to the desire to acquire real money sources. The one problem that we have with that is the fact that way back in step 4, the government has taken control of these real money sources. So the government controls the gold and silver. So at any point in time, even though we start to collect gold and silver, that too can actually be taken away from us. At one point in time in our history here in America, it was illegal. It was against the law for private citizens to own and hold gold and silver. And that could very well happen again. Which is sort of why, you're able to buy the gold coins off of television, that are all created by the government. They own those gold coins. You're just kind of renting them. And the one thing that Swissquote Global gives us the ability to do is to buy gold and silver, which is not controlled by any banking systems and is stored outside of, banking and governmental control. So you have the access to your gold and silver being stored in a free market, sort of facility, so that you can still have access to it. Your value of your labor has been stored for a future use, which you can access at any time through, through the Swissquote Global system. So I just wanted to kind of bring to attention today how the life cycle of money kind of operates, where, our desires as human beings come from, what we're looking for in life to make things better. And that's the part where network marketing comes in, is to make things better for ourselves through a system which can build an organization through which passive income can be generated into your life whereas you don't have to be out there actually physically trading your time for money. And of course, with Swiss Gold Global in combination with the network marketing, giving you the ability to store the value of your labor, of your efforts, into real money that's held in a place where you can actually access it, regardless of how our government might decide to control it at some point in the future. So that's kind of where I wanted to go with that today. I hope that was of some interest to everyone. I hope that was of some interest to everyone. I hope that everybody got some real good value out of this. And I just want to say, happy Freedom Friday, and, end with the Napoleon Hill prayer as we usually do, which says, "O universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom, with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I might desire." All right, everybody. Have a great Freedom Friday. Enjoy the pinnacle, the celebration, the climax, whatever you want to call these wonderful next 2 days at the end of the strong session. And we'll see you back here on New Op Day, where we are back into the Own Your Life plan, 45-second presentation, and how network marketing actually works, the true network marketing system to build success.